Are you having trouble growing your peperomias? If you are, this is the right video for you. I will show you how you can make your peperomias grow and thrive, and the secret to that is in this video, so keep watching. I have about 8 new peperomias that I've just purchased that I want to show you, and I'm also going to show you how I move my peperomias from soil to leca to give them that ultimate push so they can live their life they're meant to live and look fabulous. This gorgeous beauty right here is a Peperomia afinis rugosa. Look at those ragged leaves. They're absolutely glorious and said to grow to about 15 centimeters wide. It is just a glorious looking plant. Check out those red stems. It looks magnificent. I can't wait to get this plant to grow into its absolute glory. And it looks like, I'm not sure whether it's stalking or there's 2 plants in there. Can't quite tell. It's got a little flower there, so obviously it's quite happy. But that is my Peperomia afinis rugosa. Now this is a plant to definitely look out for. This little beauty right here is my Peperomia Caperata barbella. I love the white contrasts there, the grays and the red. It actually looks pretty good in this nursery pot, actually. Pity I'll have to take it out. But it looks really, really nice. And look at those gorgeous little stems. It's a bit different. There we go, there we go. And look at the back, the underside of that leaf. It's absolutely glorious. I love how it's so ragged, but you've got those distinctive veins coming through there as well. It is one gorgeous looking plant. That is a Peperomia Caperata barbella. Peperomia Caperata barbella. Next up is the Peperomia Star Wars. I don't know, I'm not a Star Wars fan, so I have no idea why it's called Star Wars. Maybe it looks like one of the ships. I don't know, I mean, if you know why this is called a Peperomia Star Wars, please let me know in the comments below. But I love how silvery, it's just that silver nature of this plant that I absolutely love. Look at that. Look at those leaves looking so distinct, almost taking on that distinctive watermelon nature, except you don't have the colors, but you've definitely got those distinct areas of deep grays, and you've got the distinct areas of silvers as well. If you look at the picture, obviously the plant doesn't look like what the picture looks like at the moment, but I really like how that looks. Delicate little plant with some very delicate little leaves, but just looking stunning. This one is the Pepperoni Frosty. That's a frosty. Look at how, those frosty leaves are to die for. Look at that. I love the almost burgundy color, that little hint, those hints of pinks going through there. It looks absolutely beautiful, and it's got a little flower there as well. Pepperoni Frosty. I love Pepperoni Frosty. Check out this little beauty. She's a Peperomia Shumi Red. She's beautiful. Look at how deep red those leaves are. It's absolutely magnificent. And then you've got those veins coming through as well, creating those deep craters there that just give it that distinctive definition. Oh, that is beautiful and glorious. And here we have the Peperomia Silver Ripple. I love. Look at that. Look at that leaf. Just the deep craters, those distinct patterns that are so characteristic of a Peperomia. It is beautiful. I never used to like Peperomias before, but all of a sudden I can't get enough of them. It is glorious, flowering as well, and just as happy as Larry. Here is a Peperomia Lillian. I think this one is also called an emerald ripple. This is an emerald ripple. So it's a little bit like the silver ripple, only it's emerald. This one is a dark green. What I really love about this Peperomia is look at the shape. It's got these distinct shapes of those flowers. They're just really quite something else. It's not as straight as the others, and that's what really makes it stand out from the other peperomias. I really, really love this emerald ripple. It's gorgeous. The thing about these plants though is that they're still living in soil, and I've already seen a number of fungus gnats flying around, which is something I do not like. So I'm going to take them out of the soil and I'm going to put them in leca, because I've found that growing peperomias in semi-hydroponics is really just the way to go. Using semi-hydroponics makes sure that the plant always has a constant supply of water and nutrition and grows as optimally as it can. And it also gets rid of the fungus gnats. So I'm going to convert all these plants from soil into semi-hydroponics, and I'll show you how I do it. Let's get started. I have my gloves on and we're going to get the plants out of the soil. So very, very gently, because peperomias have got very, very delicate leaves. So just get as much of that organic matter off as you can. So see what I mean about very, very gently? So that one is looking good. So that's that one. I'll put it with its tag. Next plant. Gentle squeeze and out she comes. Take as much of the soil off as you can. And I'm really just teasing my fingers through those roots, being very, very gentle. Rugosa. Gentle squeeze. Out she comes. Again, just gently teasing off the soil. I think that's as good as I can do. My little baby. And that one, too easy. I'm seeing all sorts of creatures in this soil. Honestly, it's just fungus, gnat, and all sorts of things heaven. Ugh. Okay, that's my plants out of their pots. I'm going to take them all outside and wash them off and get rid of that soil, and I'll see you back here in a bit. I'm back. You will never believe it's actually raining outside. So it was a very interesting time trying to get that soil off those roots, but I've done it and here we are. I've got some of these little babies here to show you. That's the root system there, and that's the stalk there. And yeah, they're very, very fine. That's the little red one over there. Look at that. The roots are just, they're so few, they're so small, they're so tiny. But I'm telling you right now, this plant is going to thrive, it's going to live, and it's going to be just fine. So what I'll do now is bring you down, and we're going to put all these plants up into leca. The leca that I'm going to use has been soaking for about 3 days in my Clonex clone solution, so it's well primed to receive those roots, and things are going to start happening. Let's get potting. 10 centimeter pot here. Fill that up with some leca. These are peperomias. The root system is quite small and the plants are still a bit small, so I want them to sit higher up in the pot. So I'm filling that pot up with leca slightly higher than I normally would, which is usually about 1/3 of the pot. So I'm filling that up to about half of the pot. Now I've got my little tags here because I don't want to forget. So this is my Peperomia Lillian, or my emerald ripple. So when I put that plant there, it's sitting right on top of the leca. And when I fill the leca, it's going to be nicely positioned in the middle. So I'll grab my leca in my hand and I'm just positioning my plant right in the middle, and I'm putting that leca in the side because I don't want that plant to move and I want it to stay anchored in the middle. Right, just squeeze the pot a little bit just to settle that leca, and you'll find that you've got room to put more. That goes there. And that is my Peperomia Lillian, or my emerald ripple, put in leca. Next up is my little Shumi Red. And again, this is a small plant, so right there, fill that up with leca. Give it a little squeeze and a tap. That's the little Peperomia Shumi Red potted up in Leca. Right, let's go with the big one. That is my rugosa, and that's what the roots look like. Slap bang in the middle, filled with Leca. And that plant is good to go. These gorgeous beauties, I'm going to put them into a reservoir, and in that reservoir I'll put my special sauce, which is my Clonix Clone Solution and my Root Zone. And of course, Root Zone's not yet available, so don't go looking for it, but you can make your own variation of a root sauce. So find any solution that helps a plant with rooting. If you don't know what that is, you can just go to your local hydroponics shop and they'll help you out. As long as it's helping a plant root and feeding the plant, that's all you need. I'm going to put that in my reservoir, and these plants will sit in that Clonix Clone Solution till those water roots, those Leca roots have come through and the plant has successfully transitioned from soil to Leca, and then I will start to use my foliage focus. It's been 65 days since I put my peperomias in Leca. I moved them from soil to Leca and put them in the reservoir. So this is the reservoir that I put them in. They've all been living there together. Let's see how they're going. Now, I think the first one I need to show you is the rugosa. That is my rugosa. That was a beautiful plant. It looked like that. And this is what it now looks like. That, ladies and gentlemen, is what we call a soil to Leca transition fail. That was an absolute fail. There's just nothing to say from that. It is absolute mush. It's completely dry. There is no plant to talk about there. So that's going straight in the bin. Yeah, that did not work. Success story, success story. That is a Frosty. Look at that Frosty. She's looking really, really good. I'm happy with the progress of this plant. Look at those leaves. They're lovely and firm. And there's actually little bits of small leaves coming through. I don't know if you can see them. It's really, really difficult to see. But oh, hang on. I think that one over there, it's really tiny. That's a new leaf. That's a Frosty, and I think that one is doing really well. You can see there's a little bit of root action going on there. I will not be taking any of these plants out of the Leca to show you what the roots are doing, because those roots are so delicate. To get them to this stage is a success, and I don't want to disturb them. So that's that one. That's the Pepperoni Frosty. That's looking really, really good. This one is the Silver Ripple. Look at that one. She's absolutely glorious. The leaves, again, are very firm, great color, looking absolutely fantastic. Lots of very, very small leaves in there as well. So it's safe to say that this plant has actually taken very well to Leca. There are a few dry leaves that have sort of come off, which for peperomias is quite normal, so I wouldn't be too worried about that. But if you take a look here, there's a little bit of root action going on in this part of the pot there. There's more roots there. So I think this Silver Ripple is doing well, loving the Leca, and has survived the transition. This one is the Lillian. That is the Peperomia Lillian. Again, you know, look at that, you know, dry leaves sort of everywhere. But I think this plant has actually taken to the Leca. There are a few new leaves coming through there, but all in all, I think that's gone really, really well. It just needs to settle in now and start to thrive. So that's that one. I think the Lillian's doing well in the Leca. This is the Shumi Red. Look at that. How fabulous is that color? Peperomias are just amazing plants. That looks fabulous. I could almost say zero leaf loss there. There's quite a lot of new small leaves that have come through, and I can't really see much in the root department. But obviously the fact that this plant looks like this says to me that it has transitioned really, really well and that it's going to continue to thrive. So that is my Shumi looking glorious. There's that one. I forget what that's called and I don't have my label. So there, we'll just look at this one. This one also seems to be doing really, really well. Look at that. Gorgeous, gorgeous. A bit of, again, leaf loss there, which is to be expected. But the fact that these leaves there are looking as well as they do, I'm counting that as a soil to leca transition success. This is my Peperomia Star Wars. That is the Star Wars, looking really, really fantastic. I think this plant has done really well, very minimal leaf loss, if at all any, and those leaves are lovely and firm with a great, great color. That is the Star Wars. I think all in all, I'm really happy with the way my peperomias have transitioned from soil to leca. In the loss of the rugosa, I am going to mourn that one. I actually don't know. I tried to sort of check myself and see what could I have done differently with this particular one. I don't know. I'm not too sure why it didn't like that leca compared to the other ones. I don't know. Maybe I'll try smaller bits of leca. So maybe I might try my Italian leca on this one. I might try it again. I'll grab another plant, try my Italian leca, and then maybe try pon as well. Maybe the balls were just too big. I don't know. I mean, I have no explanation, but I will try it again. Transitioning plants with thinner, finer leaves into leca can be quite finicky. So as long as you get smaller balls of leca, smaller bits of leca, I find that that works really, really well. Check out my next video and see how I create a master watermelon peperomia ball. I'll see you there.